Hello students, today we are going to study lesson number 11, light. To begin with, we are going to start with the property of light, that is reflection of light. To see any object, we need light. Without light, we can't see anything. The property which makes us to see any object is the reflection property of light. What does it mean? We see an object when a part of light falling on it bounces back and reaches our eyes. This light that bounces back from the object is called as reflected light. This bouncing back of light incident on a surface is known as reflection. Now let us see laws of reflection. The incident ray, we are already seen that the reflection property, that incident ray falls on object forming an angle of incidence. It will be bounced back, reflected back with reflected ray, forming an angle of reflection. At the point of contact, we can draw a perpendicular known as normal. These three rays, incident ray, reflected ray, and normal, are lying on the same plane. This is the first law of reflection. I am repeating. The incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence lie in the same plane. The second law says the angle of incident is always equal to the angle of reflection. You can see in the diagram, the incident ray forms an angle of incidence and the reflected ray forms an angle of reflection. These two angles are denoted as angle I and angle R. These two are always equal. Now let us see nature of image formed by a plane mirror. The plane mirror, everybody has seen the plane mirror and we can see the image of us on the plane mirror. Let us see the property of the image which is formed inside the plane mirror. The first property would be, you can see in the diagram also, it is of the same size of an object. The person who is standing in front of mirror, the same size of the image is formed inside the mirror. That is the first property. The second characteristic would be formed at the same distance behind the mirror as the object is in front of it. So it means the distance between the mirror and the object will be maintained. The image which is formed inside the mirror would be same. Okay. The next characteristic would be laterally inverted. We all very well know that is the left side of the object becomes the right side of the image and vice versa. We always know that whenever we see ourselves in mirror, we can see our right looks like left and left look like right. The next character of the image would be, it is an erect image, that is upright. We'll be seeing as it is, erect image is formed. And the virtual image, we already studied about what do you mean by virtual image and what do you mean by real image. Here once again, the virtual image means that is, it cannot be obtained on a screen. Okay, these are the nature of image formed by the plane mirror. Now let us see the regular reflection means what. As the diagram seen here, you can see the parallel beam of light are falling on a plane surface and they are reflected back parallelly. Okay. So when a parallel beam of light incident on a smooth surface is reflected back as a parallel beam in one particular direction, then it is known as regular reflection. This is the property of light. Whenever it falls on a smooth surface, the parallel or the regular reflection takes place. Next would be diffuse reflection. As the diagram is seen here, you can see when a parallel beam of light incident upon a surface is reflected unparallelly. Irregular reflection also you can say, because the surface on which these parallel beam of lights are falling, they are not properly smooth surface, so the reflected light will be diffused. So this is known as diffused reflection. Now next, let us see what do you mean by multiple reflection. Everybody has experienced this whenever you have gone for the shopping and all. In the trial room, you'll be seeing your many more images whenever there are 2 to 3 mirrors adjoining. So to predict the path of the incident rays for this case, we need to apply the laws of reflection again. However, at the same time understand when two mirrors are placed at an angle, the rays of the light are reflected multiple times. So as the name itself suggests, multiple reflection. So here light when falls, it will be reflected many times. That's why you can see many images. The diagram can be seen here, the picture. The bottles can be seen many due to the multiple reflection. Okay. Now kaleidoscope, many might have done also last year. Kaleidoscope also uses a multiple reflection. You can have many different kinds of diagrams or the patterns which will look very beautiful. Kaleidoscope can be done as a project. The next property of the light is refraction of light. The phenomenon of bending of light while traveling from one medium to another is known as refraction. In the diagram, you can very well see that we can see the pencil is bent, but actually the pencil is not bent, as the light passing from air medium to the water medium, the light rays will bend, and this property is known as refraction of light. White color is made up of 7 colors. As lights of the 7 colors reach the eye at the same time together, it gives us the impression of seeing white light. White light is colorless. However, as white light enters a different medium, lights of different colors bend by different amounts. Thus, the 7 colors of white light get separated. This splitting of white light into its constituent colors is called as dispersion of light. Everybody has seen the rainbow. Here we can see in the prism, the white light will bend into 7 different colors. The band of 7 colors is called as spectrum. The colors are VIBGYOR, that is violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red in order. Eyes are the most important of all the sense organs. An object can be seen by us if the light from it reaches our eyes. Now let us see what the human eye is made up of and how it works. The human eye is the most almost spherical in shape with a slight bulge in the front. Its function is similar to that of a camera. It is enclosed in a spherical eyeball. The following are the main parts of the human eye. Sclera, it is the outer covering, a protective tough white layer called as sclera. You can see that in the diagram. Cornea, the front transparent part of the sclera is called as cornea. Iris, a dark muscular tissue ring-like structure behind the cornea is known as iris. Pupil, a small opening in the iris is known as a pupil. Its size is controlled by the help of iris. It controls the amount of light that enters the eye. You might have all experienced it. If you are coming from a sunny day inside the home, you will be taking little time to see what is there inside the home, because that is the time required for the pupil to adjust its lens. Lens behind the pupil, there is a transparent structure called as lens. By the action of ciliary muscle, it changes its shape and to focus with the retina. Retina is the most important part of the eye. It is a light sensitive layer consists of numerous nerve cells. It converts image formed by the lens into electrical impulses. Optic nerves are of two types, include cones and rods. Cones are the nerve cells more sensitive to bright light, and rods are the optic cells which are the most sensitive to dim lights. At the junction of the optic nerve and the retina, there are no sensory nerve cells, so no vision is possible at that point and is known as blind spot. The human eye can see only when light from an object enters the eye through the lens. The image of the object is then formed on the retina at the back of the eye. The optic nerves then transmits the electrical impulses from the eye to the brain, which interprets what we are seeing. The distance between the lens and the retina inside our eye does not change. This ability of the eye to focus the objects lying at different distances is called the power of accommodation. We can see the clearly the objects at various distances from our eye. This happens because of the sharpness of the image formed on the retina, which is controlled by the changing of the thickness by the ciliary muscles. The least distance of the vision is called as near point and which is of about 25 centimeter. You must have seen people wearing spectacles to see clearly and nearby as well as far away objects. There are two main defects of vision, hypermetropia and myopia. First, let us see what do you mean by hypermetropia. Hypermetropia, a person who is suffering from this or a long sight can see clearly objects far away from them but not close to them. This is caused by the shape of the eye. The eyeball is slightly too short. It is corrected by the spectacles or the contact lenses with which are plus or convex shape. We can see that in the picture also. The next defect is known as myopia. People who can see nearby objects clearly but have difficulty in seeing far away objects are said to have a defect called short-sightedness or myopia, which can be uh, corrected by the spectacles by using concave lenses. Cataract. Due to old age or exposure to the atmospheric pollutants, the transparent crystalline lens of the eye becomes cloudy and opaque. Then, enough light from an object is not able to pass through the lens and reach the retina. Thus, vision is hampered and object looks hazy. The person with such a condition is said to have cataract. To correct this defect, a surgery is necessary. Many of you may have heard about your grandmother or grandfather go through a cataract operation. Now let us see how we can take care of our eyes. Taking care of our eyes should become a part of our daily routine. Splashing cold water 2 or 3 times a day cleanses and stimulates the eye. Doing physical exercise of the eyes by rotating them clockwise for 10 counts and then anti-clockwise for 10 counts will definitely help strengthening the eye muscles. Consumption of milk products, green leafy vegetable, yellow or orange fruits and vegetables, fish, almonds, etc. are good food for the eyes. They contain vitamin A, which is essential for good vision. Deficiency of vitamin A causes night blindness, which makes it difficult to see at night or in dim light. Blind people cannot read the books that others can. Louis Braille was a person who lost his vision in childhood. He invented the system of Braille in 1821 by which visually challenged people could read. In the Braille system, the patterns are made with raised dots. Combination of dots in each pattern represents a letter or a combination of letters of the alphabet or a word or a sign, which will definitely help the visually impaired people could study and understand. Thank you.